Hi, so the one thing that I have been asking and the question that I have been hearing a lot from my female friends is that what is that one non-verbal thing that a man gets wrong when don't really know what to communicate, how to communicate things and how to actually make things easier for women to understand, because we don't really speak your language, we don't know what you really mean, we don't know what we really mean. So one non-verbal communication tip that you would give a man to be a bit more aware about the communication happening with the opposite sex whenever it does happen. Alright, so the inspiration of today's video, gentlemen, is something that I have been experiencing a lot lately. I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of female friends who complain about this particular kind of guys lately, and I want to help us get rid of this stupid behavior. The art and the need of non-verbal communication. You see, it's not always the things you say, it's the way you say it and it's how you say it. There are many times you'll say a lot of things which won't even matter because your body language was saying things otherwise. In this episode, let's simplify it, let's make it easier for you to understand and implement in your life. My name is Mayank Bhattacharya, gentlemen. This is Men's Essentials. Let's roll. Okay, so real quick, before I get into the video, the TMA Basics Bracelets third launch is now live online. In case you want to get one of these or the remaining 4 different types of bracelets for yourself, you can definitely do that by clicking the very first link. And guess what? In case your order is above 4 bracelets, then guess what? I'll give you a call, I'll get on the phone with you and I'll probably talk to you for half an hour and help you with any problems or issues that you may have in your life. TMBasics.com, very first link, check it out and get one of these for yourself as soon as you can before we run out of our mighty stock. Now, that being clear, that being said, let's talk about the non-verbal body language. You see, when you're out there in the world trying to communicate, try to explain things to anyone or especially women, in particular case, then guess what? It's not only about the words you speak, it's not only about the way you speak the words you speak, it's more about the non-verbal communication that leads up to the words that you speak. We men are logical beings, we hear what we hear and then we make sense out of things accordingly. Women make sense things out of your non-verbal communication. If you are talking to someone about a set few things but your body language is saying things otherwise, then guess what? She'll probably not hear what you're saying. She'll probably understand the non-verbal communication that you're trying to explain, that you're trying to portray through your non-verbal means. Now, what does this mean? Where does the confusion really start? Well, see, if you want to date a girl, if you want to be with someone casually, and if your non-verbal body language says things otherwise, if your non-verbal body language says things very boyfriendish type, then guess what? You are confusing her, you are putting her thought process in a dilemma, and she'll be confused. What do you want in life? What do you want out of her? And she'll not be able to make a move, she'll not be able to decide things any further. But if your non-verbal communication is just as honest and just as straightforward as your mighty conversation, then guess what? She'll understand what you're saying, she'll know what you're meaning, and she'll be able to make her mind and do things accordingly. Now, on the contrary, if you would really want to date a girl and your non-verbal body language says things otherwise, then she'll be confused and she'll not be aware of what you really want out of her. But if your non-verbal body language is in line with your verbal words that you speak, then she'll be a whole lot more sorted and it will be a whole lot more clearer for her to make a proper call. See, the same thing applies when you're out there trying to make a sale or when you're trying to get a job or when you're trying to get into a new college. Your non-verbal communication of the way you stand, walk and portray yourself is a whole lot more important than the verbal communication that you portray or project to the outside world. You see, if your non-verbal communication isn't aligned with your verbal talks, then there is a problem that you must handle right now. See, for example, the easiest example, if you're trying to hit on a girl, if you're trying to convey a sale, or if you're trying to make someone your friend, or you're trying to get into a college or do any business in layman's language, and if you don't have a solid eye contact, if your non-verbal communication is not confident, if you're not trying to portray the same thing that you're saying, like for example, I really want to make this sale, or I really want to get admission in your college, or I really want this job, or I really want to date you, and that non-verbal language isn't in line with your actual genuine intended language, then they'll be confused. The person, the woman, the man or the girl sitting on the other end will get confused. She'll not be able to know what you're saying and she'll not be able to make her mind. You will not be able to make your mind, and the guy on the other hand will not be able to make his mind either to give you a job or to work with you or to give you the college admission, or in the woman's case, to date you or to fling you ever. Be very clear. It's very important for you to know your non-verbal body language. It's very important for you to know what you're trying to portray even when you're not saying anything. This is a whole lot more important than what you speak. Yes, your verbal language is of utmost importance. Yes, it's very important for you to know what you speak and how to communicate properly. You see, 75% of your communication is non-verbal. 25% of it is actually the words you speak. Therefore, chances are, even if you're the guy who is not so aware of speaking things, or if you're the shy guy who doesn't talk a lot, you can get a lot of things conveyed by just having the non-verbal communication or your body language right. Please know its importance, please realize its importance and use it in your favor all the time?
I think they don't watch out for the small signs.
Okay.
Like,
Like?
you know, when you need to talk, or when you want them to go away, or when you want them to stay even when you're telling them to go away.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
It's on the way they look at the woman.
Okay.
Like while a woman is walking, whatever kind of clothes she's wearing, I don't think a man should look at her in the wrong way, because it is her right to wear whatever she's wearing.
Okay.
It's not only about speaking verbally, but about the way they look at
Yeah.
women. So,
Like the genuine objectifying vision that these men
Yeah.
have. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
because let's think about the mothers and the sisters they have at home, they would never look at them from that angle. So let's not look at the other woman from that angle too.
So men are a bit too literal. Like they just hear the words, they don't see the.
I mean, you have to
Yeah.
watch out for the expressions maybe.
So just not hear things. Watch out for the whole dynamics of things.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope this quick video helps. I hope this quick video was well worth your time. In case you haven't, in case you're from Mumbai, in case you want to be a part of this epic men's transformational bootcamp that we are doing on 24th of August, don't forget to get your tickets at tmthebasics.com/evolve. And in case you haven't got your bracelets yet, do it as soon as you can. I'll see you in the next one, gentlemen. Please be very aware of your non-verbal language. Please do not confuse people any further. See you in the next one. Jai Hind. Rest up. Stay strong. Stay service. Bye.